Hey, so, this game is actually pretty good. So for the past week, I've been playing this new Mario fan game called Super Mario Bros. Remastered. For those that are out of the loop, it is a brand new fan game made to celebrate the 40th anniversary of Super Mario Bros., in which it brings a brand new modern experience to the original Super Mario Bros., including new controls, new playstyles, new challenges, old game styles, etc. It was made out of love and dedication for Super Mario Bros. As well as its 40th anniversary, a celebration that, yes, Nintendo is currently celebrating right now, but a lot of the things that they are adding is either lackluster or, Jesus Christ, what in the f*** are they thinking? I'm keeping you, though. You are absolutely adorable. Ooh. But what do we gotta wait for Nintendo to do anything? We now have a whole slew of fans that are spending all of their time dedicated to making fan projects and fan creations dedicated to this little plumber that we call Marvin. And that is exactly what Mario Remastered is participating in. So today's video is going to be a whole overview / review of everything that is included in Mario Remastered and what I like about it and what I hope to see roll through in the foreseeable future for this game. And for those that have watched my channel in the past, don't worry, this isn't going to be another overwhelming essay video. This is just going to be a quick video sharing my love for this game and why I think a lot of you should play it as well. Alright, let's start the game up. I think I need to be doing something here. Yeah, so before the game can boot up, you actually need to provide your own ROM of Super Mario Bros. And with this being ran under its game engine, which is Godot, by the way, I'm actually really shocked that they pulled this off. I'm assuming they're just pulling the assets from the game and then using that to make the project possible, and hopefully that can get rid of the haha insert Nintendo Ninjas joke here. So after you get past that gaming paradox, you are then greeted to the Mario Remastered title screen, and oh my god, this is absolutely gorgeous. Now, if this already looks familiar to you, you might be reminded of that one really popular Mario fan game, Mario. It's the one where it mixes Mario with Portal, and it was actually one of the first things that I ever made a video on this channel. And make no mistake, that is intentionally deliberate, especially if it's, Super Mario Brothers. Mario Remastered was influenced by Mario, and especially Allison99, the creator of the really popular Entities mod that adds like a ton of features to Mario. So much so that at the credits for the game, Allison99 and StabYourself.net, the developers of Mario, are given their own special thanks spots. I love it when my faves interact with each other. The game also takes massive influence from Super Mario Maker because it has the drop shadows, it has the same color palette as Mario Maker, and it also has a bunch of the same assets that both this game and Allison99 have. But I am getting a little bit ahead of myself. What's actually included here? So included in this game is all 4 official variants of Super Mario Bros. You have the original game with all 32 levels, Super Mario Bros. 2, or the Lost Levels, All Night Nippon Super Mario Bros., and Super Mario Bros. Special. Each game having all of their levels recreated from the ground up, and they look incredible here. Not only are all the levels designed accurately, mine is a very controversial change that was made to Mario Special, but they are also no longer confined to the limits of the NES itself. Each world and level have their own special background dedicated to whatever the level's theme is about. You got the desert theme in World 2, the snow theme in World 3, the jungle theme in World 4, etc. It reminds me a lot of what they did with Mario All-Stars, where they gave each of their own levels a special dedicated background. Now, the only comment I really want to make here is in the game's controls. And I'm not saying that they're bad, but they are a little bit different from what I'm used to. But after a couple of days, I managed to get a hold of them, and I just started winging through levels. And not only are all of the games designed very accurately, but they also have all of the bonus stuff that comes with those games too. Case in point for Super Mario Bros., when you beat the game, you actually do unlock the second quest, where it changes all of the Goombas to Buzzy Beetles, and it makes them all go a little bit faster. You also unlock the bonus worlds for Mario the Lost Levels too, and surprisingly, the minus world is still here. I'm certain they had to change a couple of things in order to make this possible, like they had to intentionally make this a thing you could do in this one spot only, but still, that is really cool. It actually takes cues from the Famicom version of the game, as it has a really neat minus world that you can actually complete, unlike the US version, which is just a looping underwater level. Now, they didn't just toss the levels here and called it a day. No, they also included some of the challenge modes that were included in Super Mario Bros. Deluxe. You've got the challenge hunt, where you have to collect all 5 red coins, get the Yoshi, and get the high score. And you also have You versus Boo, in which you have to compete against a Boo to reach to the end. And, okay, these guys here, these guys decided they also wanted to do it for all of the other variants as well. So for Mario Lost Levels and Mario Special, they also have their own challenge hunt and You versus Boo. But don't let the larger aspect ratio fool you, buddy, because even though you have a wider view here than the original Mario Deluxe, these levels can still get very difficult, especially when you get into the later Boos, and especially in the bonus ones. And trust me, the reactions you're gonna get are, let's just say, reasonable. You! Yeah! Now, you might have noticed that I intentionally left out All Night Nippon in that list, and that's because All Night Nippon is treated a little bit differently. For those unaware, the original All Night Nippon Super Mario Bros. Is an altered version of the game that was based on All Night Nippon, the Japanese radio program. It was given out as a contest, and the game alters the graphics to have references to the show, specifically some of the hosts that were there at the time. So what Mario Remastered does is it turns the game into a combat system where you constantly have to rack up points from hitting enemies and hitting blocks and getting power-ups all the way until you get a ranking from D as the lowest to P as the highest. And as you're doing so, these little toads show up at the bottom celebrating you, and it is an 8-bit audience noise, like they recreated an audience sound made entirely out of the 8-bit instruments of the NES. It is so cool! As for Mario Special, what I was kinda hoping was for it to have that scrolling screen effect that they had in the original game. For context, this game was made available for 2 different types of computers, the Sharp X1 and the PC-8801. And because of screen limitations that they had at the time, instead of a natural scroll like what we had for the other Super Mario Bros. Instead they did a Zelda-like dungeon scroll where it stops you and then it scrolls to the next screen. That probably would have been a little bit irritating, so I could see why they kinda didn't do that, but I think that would have been neat. I also kinda wish that they also made the color palette similar to the original Mario Special, but why do we gotta wait for them to do it? Why don't we do it ourselves? Oh yeah, so one of the really cool things about Mario Remastered is that you can add a bunch of other custom-made content from other people, or you can make your own stuff. Whether that's custom characters, custom resource packs, or custom levels, you could do whatever you want in this game. I'm gonna go from smallest to largest. The smallest is going to be the custom characters. No, this isn't you replacing a pre-existing character with Goku or something. Instead, it has its own separate character slots, and you can add as many characters as your heart's desires. If you want a good place to get some characters already made by other people, go check out Game Banana. It's a platform that's been around for a few years, and they just opened up a spot for Mario Remastered, so you could go check out people's creations there. And then, if you want to go one step above that, you can also download custom resource packs to make the game look however you want, and there's already a custom one for Mario All-Stars and Mario Special, the former of which was already shown in the original trailer for Mario Remastered, so that's kinda neat. These resource packs not only replace the backgrounds, the assets, the characters, but it also replaces the music and sound effects too. It really just makes you merge the game to whatever you want. And then lastly, if you want to go one step further, you can also make your own levels. Much like many a fan game before it, Mario Remastered includes its own level editor. And it's honestly one of the most advanced level editors I have seen in my entire life, and I'm not even exaggerating. There's so much cool shit you could do with this editor that I have never seen before. And if you want some great examples as to what people could do with it, the best website I can link you to, and it also links you to that in the game itself, is Level Share Square. Level Share Square has a bunch of other stuff for Mario Construct and even Mario Builder 64, but they also have a spot for Mario Remastered, and you can download a bunch of different levels from there. And even though it's been less than a week, there's already a bunch of insane levels that that people have made on there that have text bubbles, that have anti-gravity, and have all sorts of cool things. So once you're done with all of the levels that come pre-packaged with Mario Remastered, you have a whole slew of content here, and it reminds me a lot of Portal 2, where it had a bunch of new content, and then had its own level maker for you to make your own levels or chambers, and then you can also share them to the Steam Workshop. It's all really exciting stuff, but for some reason it does leave me a little worried. And no, not even the legal jargon either, because I think those proportions have been overblown. But more or less, I'm a little worried about the consistency of the ongoing community that's being developed as we speak. A lot of games kind of just come and go, and I'm kind of worried about if the momentum of Super Mario Remastered is ever going to drop or not. And I'm also kind of worried if people are still going to be playing Mario as well. I don't know if its community is ever going to keep going or not. It is probably just my anxiety talking to me, because Mario Remastered has only been out for a few days, and, you know, Legends could still, you know, coexist at the same time. On top of that, Mario has been around for like 13 years, and it still has an ongoing community, so maybe I'm just getting worried for nothing. If anything, really, Mario Remastered actually kind of gives me a little bit more hope. It really makes me happy to see a bunch of people get together, work on a project, and release it practically for free. That's really cool and admiring, especially with more and more projects being made for financial incentive. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, of course, you know, make the dough or whatever, but it is also really cool to see such a selfless act being made here. The fact that there was a dedicated community that got together to do a fan game of a game that already has been remade time and time again, and then just go one step beyond that, that's admirable. I've been playing this game every day ever since I got it on the 13th. I absolutely love this game, and I am really excited to see what is the potential future for Mario Remastered, because this is just version 1.0. Lord knows what else they're gonna add in the future. I'm excited. So yeah, whatever you do, go check out Mario Remastered. There was so much heart and soul put into it, and I am very happy to include it with my collection of fan games. But now for those that have already played it, I want to hear what you think. What are your thoughts on Mario Remastered? Tell me in the comments. And if you have any other suggestions for what you want me to talk about next, and if you have anything else that you want to submit to me, you can submit them all via all these social media links that'll be on screen right now and in the description below. And if you enjoyed this video, then be sure to hit the like button, and if you're new, the subscribe button and the notification bell, so that way you'll be notified whenever I upload a video. And if some of you want to support me even further, you can go check out my website and my Ko-fi page, which will both be in the description below. Anyway, with all that said, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye! Yatta!